Some trackers. All right, let's find Urkel the Cleaver. fail the cleaver. Some trackers can spot a snapped twig. I don't really know. You're right. Only made it 100 paces before it slammed. Most of Shatul's warriors died in the first. Truth is, everyone's afraid. The chief kept this clan together for 2 decades. Ha! Exactly. Contenders for chief fight it out in the blood. Well, of course. That's how it's. She'd face constant challenge. We travel where the Achater travel. I don't really know. You're right. Only made it 100 paces before it slammed. Some trackers can spot a snapped twig. I'm lucky to notice a broken tree. Most of Shatul's warriors died in the first Winterborn raids. Without a good contender for chief, neighbor will fight neighbor for a title they can't hope to hold. We can't afford that, after losing so much to the raiders. Truth is, everyone's afraid. The chief kept this clan together for 2 decades. A strong contender will quiet their nerves. Slaying the giant who killed Chief. Some trackers can spot. I don't really know. You're right. Most of Shatul. Truth is, everyone's afraid. Ha! Exactly. Contenders for chief fight it out. I don't really know. You're right. Most of Shatul's. Truth is, everyone's afraid. I don't really know. You're right. Most of Shatul. Truth is, everyone. Yazara! Guess she's out. Listen, we both know you're the one who avenged the chief. Happy I could land a few good smacks. I'll tell Yazara when she's back. You deserve the credit. That's up to the clan. I'm only doing it because Shatul needs a chief. Can't say I enjoy staking a claim while my friend is dying in that tent. I'm not so sure I want to be chief again. Small clan. Our stronghold let Shatul camp there in the summers, in return for choicest pick of a chater. Chief Ogzor wanted to strengthen the bond by marrying away his daughter. Ashruka was to be my hunt wife, but that didn't happen. Ashruka refused to be traded like the choicest pick of a chater. She chose exile rather than marry me. A month later, raiders from the Reach wiped out my whole clan. Chief Ogzor took me in. Don't really know. Shatul tries not to talk about its exiles. Chief Ogzor forbade anyone from speaking of her. I think he blamed himself for pushing her away. After her mother died, Ashruka and her father were always at odds. It was inevitable. No. I've always respected how Ashruka held her ground, and I wasn't too keen on the match. I'd known her since she was a child, so going from Uncle Lorig to husband, we call that a Valenwood marriage. But don't let a wood orc hear you say it. Never. Chief Ogzor knew I'd consider that a dishonor after what he'd done for me, and Shatul needed my muscle. It wasn't charity, if that's what you're thinking. It was my own fault. I was more full of pride than sense back then. Shatul warned us of Reachmen they'd seen, prowling through the hills. I thought Chief Ogzor was trying to make up for Ashruka running off. Didn't pay it much mind. Then my clan was gone. Chief Ogzor's mother, Shatul's wise woman, though she hates it when we call her that. It falls to her to select the candidates for chief, and she's right over there. Yazara, look! I cut this off her Kale the Cleaver. My friend here struck the killing blow.
Impressive, Lorig. Why don't you show the others?
Sound advice, as always.
Come closer. We should speak. You avenged my son. I will not forget what you did for Shatul today. Nor will the clan. If you are willing, I have need of someone so capable. If Shatul is to survive, there must be a new chief. Lorig is one contender. The other is Ulgesh. I want you to meet him. Ulgesh returned from Orsinium shortly after my son's injury. He declared himself a contender, but I'm not sure why. The boy never had brains or ambition. Serving in the Orsinium Guard was my son's suggestion. Shatul needs a chief who looks out for the clan before himself. We have no walls to hide behind, only our wits and our skill herding a chater. If Ulgesh has neither, I need to know. I sent him after Scamper, our laziest at chater. Ulgesh can explain the task. He's never been talkative, but see what you can learn as you aid each other. I'll want to speak with you when you return.
Who are you? I don't need your help. Alright, let's finish this so I can get back to the clan. Yazara asked for a snow truffle. This lazy beast can sniff it out. But it's a two-person job. I can't keep Scamper and hunt for a snow truffle. No clue. A potion, maybe? You scout ahead, find a truffle patch. Give a whistle. I'll sense Scamper will sniff the patch. If there's a snow truffle, he'll dig it up. You grab it, and Scamper is fast asleep. Give him a good kick to wake him. Near boulders or trees. Lots of them between here and Shatul. It's why they camp here in the winter. Nothing. Keep trying. Damn. No snow truffle. Nothing in this patch. Use your nose, Scamper. I think he found one. Scamper earned some sleep. Let's get back to Shatul. I won't forget.
Did you find Olgesh? Good. Give it here. Olgesh passed my test. Scamper has always required 2 people to wrangle. For Olgesh to send you back with the snow truffle tells me he learned to master his temper. He'd have tried to kill you, but you slew Urkael the Cleaver. I expect Olgesh would now be dead. Lorig and Olgesh are the only clear contenders for Chief. They must enter the Bloody Knoll and duel beneath the stern gaze of Malakath. The one who emerges shall be the new chief of Shatul. You? But, It's not a possibility. The clan will never accept an outsider unless there is no better. I have not forgotten what you did for us. On behalf of Shatul, I name you Bloodkin. You shall always have a place among us. I already sent Lorig to the Bloody Knoll. Could you inform Olgesh? Olgesh should be at his tent. And thank you for the snow truffle, Bloodkin. Sometimes the smallest favors are hardest to repay. It was my son's favorite food. His hearthwife. She has dozens of recipes. He loved them all. He won't be able to taste it. His mind, you see, there's nothing left of him. But I'll mix the poison. I shall feed the husk that remains of his body. Yes. Yes, it is. Shatul must survive. Before a new chief is chosen, the old chief must die. By the time Lorig and Olgesh reach the Bloody Knoll, the poison will finish its work. Malakath will take no offense. Do you truly? Were you a stronghold orc, raised behind thick walls? Can you understand why I alone must carry this burden? Forgive me. You are bloodkin to our clan. The only...
Over here. We need to talk. You looked different from inside Olgesh's helmet. Ushruka, exiled daughter of Chief Ogzor. Soon the new chief of Shatul. A merchant friend keeps me informed of Shatul. When she brought word of my father's injuries, I had to return and contend for chief. Shatul must survive. Have you been to Orsinium? The king hammers away at traditions which keep orcs locked in squalid strongholds. He tempers us, forges us into something new, something better. I will become chief of Some won't. They may challenge me, and I'll have to kill them. But when any other clan clucks about the code of Malakath, Shatul will band together as we always do. We'll triple their rate on a charter, a built-in blood price. I think we'll get rich off the Malakath zealots. That will make the king happy. And if he asks me to be his chief wife, I'll decline. But I'll offer him the chance to be my king husband. Lorig is a fine warrior. Better than my father. But that's the problem. He never challenged my father. He's like an Achater bull that refuses to mate. No, I haven't thought about that in years. He was always Uncle Lorig to me. Taught me how to play chop. Always called me little one, even when I was nearly his height. I looked up to him. Lorig's heart was never in the match. But refusing would have led to a feud. Father was insufferable. A chief's daughter must bear the clan's burdens. But children are a burden I don't ever plan to bear. Not for the clan, not for anyone. As an exile, I'm not allowed to enter Shatul. But Ulgesh is no exile. I traded him a new set of armor for his old, then returned to my clan. My own grandmother couldn't tell the difference. The real Ulgesh has a squeak in his voice. One day, he paid Morkel's forge wife to make him sound like an ogre. He always wore the helmet everywhere he went. It still smells like sweaty breeches and onions. I cleaned it 3 times. Nothing worked. Now I head to the Bloody Knoll. There I will kill Lorig and become chief of Shatul. For this to work, my grandmother must know my intentions. Inform her, and I swear upon my mother's memory. Tell her the truth. I don't care if she approves. She will need to prepare the clan for my success. If Malakath disapproves, he can strike me down in the Bloody Knoll. But Shatul...
My son, Chief Ogzor is dead. Lorig waits at the Bloody Knoll. Is Olgesh on his way? What? Ushruka was exiled from Shatul. I would never allow her to contend for Chief. That foolish girl. We're a traditional clan. Shatul will never accept an exiled woman as chief. Had she become Lorig's hunt wife as my son wanted, Shatul would have stayed for the wedding. We would have been there when the Reach attacked Lorig's clan. Her selfishness led to their destruction. Take this ritual blade. It is flawed at its core, just like Lorig and Ushruka. Replace the blade of the weakest contender. Fair. I just watched my son die. None of this is fair. The flawed blade is a test. A weak contender who survives despite this setback deserves to become Chief of Shatul. When the blade fails, the weakest contender will most assuredly die. If she... go, there is little time. Malik...
Ashruka? You have to go. If Ulgesh sees you, he'll kill you.
Ulgesh is in Orsinium. He sold me his armor before I came to Shatul.
No. What have you done?
Shatul must survive. Don't hold back, Lorig.
Malakath favor the victor.
Goodbye, Uncle Lorig.
Dark times ahead for
You've returned. Who is the new chief of Shatul? I see. I convinced our clan that Ashruka's victory would test our faith in Malakath's favor. They'll accept her. For now. If she allows it, I shall advise her. You alone emerged from the bloody knoll. Did you pray to Malakath for your victory?
I needed no prayers, only my strength.
Then go forth, my chief, and receive your clan. Shatul, I present your new chief.
Know this, my clan. A new era begins today. The era of the Orc. At King Kurog's side, we shall lead Tamriel to greatness!
This is not justice. So now we have a new chief. Everyone is ready to forget Chief Ogzor, to ignore his murder. Urkael the Cleaver robbed me of my husband's mind, but Glagosh is to blame. She secretly worships Boethia, the Daedric Prince of Murder. Her prayers brought about Chief Ogzor's death. I am no longer Hearthwife of Shatul. My husband's life was stolen from me by his hunt wife, my own clan sister. I want justice. Try the Giants' camp where Chief Ogzor fell, or Lugbag. Ask what he heard the night before the attack, and search Glagosh's tent. Confront her with anything you find. I want to know what she has to say for herself. Shatul travels with the Achater. We have no prisons, just the Code of Malakath. If you wrong another in the clan, you have two choices. Pay in gold, or pay in, I don't know, poison, ritual sacrifice, time when she slipped away from the clan. Anything that connects her to Boethia.
You're the one who helped Scamper find the snow truffle. Everyone calls him lazy, but they just don't know how to motivate him. It's nothing. Well, Stubbs went missing that night. When I caught her out in the snow, I heard someone singing. It sounded like Glagosh, but I didn't stay to listen. If the chief...
I should have been at my husband's side. He'd still be alive, and I'd still be his hunt wife.
Oh? About what?
That's my hunting blade. Chief Ogzor must have grabbed it on his way to the giant camp.
Careful how you handle it. The blade has a paralyzing poison on the edge.
His sword jangles. Lots of little buckles on the scabbard. But mine is quieter than a heath. I bet he didn't want to wake me the morning he was injured. Damn fool, trying to prove himself. Didn't want his hunt wife along to fight the giant.
You rummaged through my tent? If you weren't bloodkin, I could gut you for that. Not that my things are your business.
But it's a book of battle poetry. I read them occasionally. It's what they preach in Arsinium, isn't it? Always wise to keep in touch with the king's politics. Better to know the old myths than sound like a bumpkin. We're a clan that travels the range. It gets boring at night. Sometimes we sing to keep up our spirits. No, that. I wasn't singing. I was chanting. I was out hunting when I nearly stumbled into a mammoth. They have poor night vision. If you chant the way the giants do, sometimes you can fool them into thinking you're not a threat.
Well, I don't. What is the point of your questions?
Yeah. The poor girl is still young. She can't accept that our husband fell in fair combat. There is no conspiracy. Just a good man who fell before his...
So, what did you find? What did she have to say for herself? I knew it. Her hands are red with my husband's blood. You see, a cultist chants to her Daedric prince, just like the stories. I bet she was cavorting in the moonlight. Perhaps she was chanting to Ensorcel Urkhael, the Cleaver. We've all seen her do that before. Of course she would say that. Followers of Boethia live only to deceive. It was Boethia worship, no matter what she says. Chief Ogzor deserves... This is enough evidence for me to demand the blood price from Glagosh. You may believe her lies, but I won't let her get away with murder. She'll pay me the blood price, or she'll die!
dog's scent. It is almost enough to make this one want to stop dealing with him.
Arusha would agree, except for all the gold he gave us. He's got the luck of Joan and Jode, even if he smells like a dead horker.
This one hopes we are blessed with half his luck and twice his gold, but not his scent. From a faraway land, we bring strange and exotic goods to the people of Orsinium. Once we are set up and open, this one will be happy to. We are new to this city. Where the one we do business with goes, we do not know. But when he left us, he headed east, toward the residential district. Of course, all the districts of this city look the same to me. Curious, are you? Our business is quite legal, rest assured. Not all Khajiit practice illicit trades, no matter what you may have heard. We sell elixirs of health, cures for illnesses, headache remedies, those sorts of things. That is a word, yes. The best for the best price. You won't find a lower price in the city, once we're actually open. But if it's Gulag you seek, just follow the smell.
Bath is ours for as long as we want. I paid in advance.
You didn't. The last time I saw you, Gulag. What changed?
And who might you be? Go find another bathhouse. I hired this one for the entire day.
I'll let you deal with this, Gulag, darling. I'm going to go and get something to drink.
What's this about? If you aren't here to use the baths, it must be about my tonics. Well, I can assure you, my tonics are guaranteed to cure whatever ails you. This takes time. And multiple applications. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm a loyal subject of the king. I don't have anything to do with any damn Winterborn. No, I can explain. People of this city. I made a deal for them. Gold from the Winterborn allows me to produce my tonics at a fraction of the cost. I'm doing this for the people, the outlying clans. They're enemies of this city and our king. Their chiefs refuse to accept the king's rule. They'd rather stay stuck in their old ways and traditions. Meanwhile, the poor of this city can't afford medicine. I'm saving lives. A small price to pay for a larger gain. I've been loyal to this city since before you outsiders started arriving. You have no right to judge me. fine. What's the use? See what happens when you just try to help? The supplies were sent to Frostbreak Fortress. That's where the Winterborn warlord, Yorfan Iceheart, plans to regroup his forces. I'm sure he's guarding the supplies personally. Do what you will. My tonics are out in the city now, getting to the people who need them. Sure, I won't be able to enjoy the rest of my gold, but I ain't coming.
Once again, welcome to Orsinium. I look forward to working with you on this grand endeavor. Ah, another traveler arrives in our grand city. Welcome, welcome. Are you one of the chosen? I am a high priestess of Trinimac, serving in Orsinium's temple. Like you, I'm here at the request of Forge Mother Olga to help revive the ancient traditions of truth, honor, and unity. I also greet new arrivals. Tell me, how is your journey? We've received similar reports. Just one of a series of unfortunate incidents that we plan to rectify. Orsimer soldiers and even the king himself are looking into this. King Korog believes that even those who refuse his rule must be cared for. Truly. Perhaps we can still recover the supplies the clans need to survive the winter. The decision to invite outsiders to our land has already reaped untold benefits. Tell me, where have the Winterborn hidden the supplies? You located the stolen supplies and uncovered our betrayer. Trinimac surely sent you to us in our time of need. Take this reward for helping our people. And you must present yourself to Forge Mother Olga. Look,
Is this one of the outsiders who responded to my invitation, High Priestess?
Yes, Grand Forge Mother.
Thank you, Solgra. I will speak to the outsider. Come, outsider. We have much to discuss. So, our ambassador finally found you. Took a damn time. But you're here. And that's what counts. Welcome to Orsinium. Isn't it coming along splendidly? Be proud, young one. It's your home, too. Orsimer are unstoppable when we work together. The damn Reachmen and their foul magic. It provides the Winterborn with an unlimited number of soldiers to send against us. Even so, our soldiers have dispatched all but one of their warlords. That bastard, Yorfan Iceheart. Where are the supplies? Trinimac smiles upon us then. My son, King Korog, has already traveled to Frostbreak Fortress to deal with Warlord Iceheart directly. Without a strong leader, the Winterborn threat will fade away. You must go and tell the king about the supplies. There are two things my son can't resist. Food and battle. When he learned of Iceheart's location, he rushed to deal with the warlord personally. Help him end the threat and recover the supplies. The unification of the Orc clans depends on it. This is Orsinium. Don't you know our traditions? Korog is king, the chief of our clan, and every clan far and wide. When it comes to war, he's in command. Oh yes, and many times over, just like any other clan chief. Norogra the Huntwife, Tuga the Forgewife, Baritzal the Hearthwife, and he has a few shield wives as well. They're all fine young women. Kurog's been well matched. The Winterborn pose a threat to all of Hrothgar. Jorvan Iceheart in particular has long been a thorn in our side. The king issued the order to invite you to our land. If the Winterborn are defeated thanks to that order, the clans will take notice. The accursed Winterborn of the Reach. Under the Longhouse Emperors, they dominated these mountains. But the mountains belong to us now. We've driven the cowards back, but their leader, Jorvan Iceheart, still lives. You can find my son at the camp outside Frostbreak Fortress. It's an old Breton fort southwest of Orsinium. We've been laying siege to the place for weeks, but Iceheart and his rats have burrowed deep. Go and help my son exterminate the vermin. High Priestess Solgra? Oh, we couldn't have done any of this without her. She upholds the ancient traditions we sorely need right now. With her help, we will restore the true religion of the Trinimac the warrior, the Paragon. Once he was our patron, our god. He encompasses the true ideals of the Orsimer. Strength, honor, and unity. Talk to High Priestess Solgra. She speaks of Trinimac with more elegance and passion than I can manage. The Winterborn pose a threat to all of Hrothgar. Jorvan Iceheart in particular has long been a thorn in our side. The king issued the order to invite you to our land. If the Winterborn are defeated thanks to them, of course. But many of our best warriors are off helping the Alliance. Besides, the other clan chiefs are too busy seeking their own glory. My son needs someone at his side who has nothing to prove. Someone without an axe to grind.